Alright, the story you're about to listen to right now is a story of a young girl who got pregnant for a well-respected man in a church, and the man threw her out and she had no other place to go to. She wasn't able to go to her parents because she could not present the matter to the parents. She carried it on and on and on for 4 months and all that. She summoned courage to go to the church where the man was well respected and presented the matter to the pastor of the church, hoping to get guided and solution to what has happened. But the pastor pushed her out and she was left alone in the whole world, not knowing what to do. As a young girl, she took a decision that landed her into what you're about to hear right now. Don't forget, this is Story Time with House of the Sons Global. Listen to this story.
When the pregnancy was confirmed and the guy was acting up, I had to tell the mom about it. I told the mom, if you really want to marry me, why should I remove the baby? That I cannot remove the baby. I told the mom, see what happened. She herself got angry too. She said, why? That I want to put her son to shame. That I want to... She just said so many things. I was like, what is happening? What is going on? I am seeing a different kind of persons right now because this is not what I was told and this is not how the whole thing started. So why are the two of them changing all of a sudden? I decided I was not going to take out the pregnancy.
At this point, when the mother was not in support, was the mother supporting the son's idea of you removing the child?
She was not just in support of it. She said I was trying to humiliate her and disgrace her son. So in other words, I should take it out. I tried everything I could to convince him. He refused. I told him I cannot. I have never done this and I will not do it. I don't want to do it. I'm even afraid of my life. What if something happened to me at the process? That I cannot. But he kept insisting that he's not going to accept the pregnancy, that I should go and remove it, that I want to shame him, I want to do this, I want to do that because he's someone respected in church, that I'm going to disgrace him, something like that. So it kept happening. It was just making my life miserable. I decided I will not take the baby out. So I carried the baby 3 months. Getting to the 4th month, I couldn't take it again. So I decided to go and tell the pastor where he's worshiping.
In his own church?
In his own church, yes. So I met the pastor. I told her, see, look at what is happening. Because she also knows me. I told her, look at what is happening. And I don't know what to do at this point. I don't know if she can call the guy in question and talk to him, or I don't know what would be her advice. I'm just confused and I don't want to talk to my parents about it because I know what my father would do to me. She started shouting that I want to disgrace the guy, that I want to put shame on the guy's face. So she just said so many things and asked me to go and remove it.
The pastor asked you to remove it?
Yes, because no one was with me. Everyone was just against me. Couldn't do anything anymore. I prayed, I cried, I said so many things. Even with that pregnancy, I would hold my stomach. I would say so many things to that baby in the womb. I will cry and cry and cry. But at a point, I know that very soon my stomach will start coming out and everybody will get to know about it. Now, the guy in question is denying it. He knows he's the person, but he doesn't want to say it to everybody that, yes, he got me pregnant. Marry me, Kwan. He doesn't want to. It's just like, I should remove it. I should remove it first. So after crying...
And at this point, you've not told your father?
No. I didn't even know how to tell them because my father was going to kill me. At a point, I didn't know what to do. So I just decided, okay, let me go ahead with everything. Since the pastor, she also said I should go ahead with it. So that day, I went to see a doctor. They gave me pills. I took the pills. Nothing happened.
Before we continue that story, listen. You're on Story Time with House of the Sons Global, where we talk about relationship and marriage and family stories. Be part of this and tell us about that marriage story that can open people's eyes. Tell us about that relationship that you know that people can learn something from. Tell us about that family story that can help people to put their family in order. Do not be afraid. If you want to make your own story private, I got you covered. If you want to make it an open call, take this number on the screen and contact me on WhatsApp, and boom, you're here with us on Story Time with House of the Sons Global. If you don't want people to know that you're the one calling, we can change your voice from something like this
to something like this, and no one will know that you are the one calling.
We can as well blur your number that nobody will see your number. So, nothing is stopping you from being part of Story Time with House of the Sons Global. Remember, we take WhatsApp voice call and WhatsApp video call. Now, let's continue the story. Hello, can you hear me? This is Story Time with House of the Suns Global. May we please know your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Onyechi and I'm calling from Italy.
Oh, Onyechi from Italy, you're welcome. How are you and how is Italy today?
We are fine, sir.
Alright, please, can you please go ahead and tell us your story?
Okay, what I'm about to say happened around 8 years ago. 7 to 8 years ago. And I just want to tell this story so that someone out there can learn from it. It's a story I know I'm going to tell one day, but I didn't know it's going to be this soon. But I know it's for a purpose and to help someone out there to learn a lesson. So it happened like 7 to 8 years ago. I met this woman I was working with. So at the course of our work, she took interest in me and was like she wanted me to marry her son.
Okay.
So I said okay. She scheduled a date for us to meet at her place, at her own house. She called her son. He came over and we met. He was a good guy. So we started being friends. Started talking, chatting. From talking, it progressed into friendship, dating. Okay, I met his people. He was planning to come and meet my people as well.
Okay.
So, at the process of everything, I got pregnant for him. So when I told him I was pregnant, he became angry and he was like, why would I be pregnant? That I should remove it. I said, no, I cannot. You said you wanted to marry me. That was your intention. That was what your mommy said. And that was why you both came to me. So if you really want to marry me, why should I remove the baby? That I cannot remove the baby. So he kept insisting. He just turned into another different person. So I had to meet the mom.
Okay, you met the mom. I wanted to ask if the mom is aware of all this, but go ahead, please.
I met the mom. So the mom, she got angry because something like that. I talked to her about something like that before. Before then, she said that I should take that if I'm feeling somehow, because I was feeling somehow before. I told her before I got to know about the pregnancy. She said I should take one medicine. I said okay.
Wait,
so
you told the mom or the guy? So you told the mom or the guy?
Yes.
The mom.
Yes.
And at that time, you were not aware of what was actually happening to you?
No.
Okay, the mom advised you to take one medicine?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, please.
When the pregnancy was confirmed and the guy was acting up, I had to tell the mom about it. I told the mom, but at first my dad was against the relationship. I don't know why. He was just against it. He said he doesn't want the guy. He doesn't want the guy to marry me. I was still trying to figure out why before this happened. So I went to the mom. I told the mom, see what happened. She herself got angry too. She said, why? That I want to put her son to shame. That I want to she just said so many things. I was like, what is happening? What is going on? I am seeing a different kind of persons right now, because this is not what I was told, and this is not how the whole thing started. So why are the two of them changing all of a sudden? So I just kept my cool. I didn't say anything to anybody. I decided I was not going to take out the pregnancy. I carried the pregnancy 1 month, 2 months, 3 months.
Excuse me.
It continued.
Hold on. Oh, hold on, please. At this point, when the mother was not in support, was the mother supporting the son's idea of you removing the child?
She was not just in support of it. She said I was trying to humiliate her and disgrace her son. So in other words, I should take it out.
Okay. And she was one that arranged the relationship from beginning.
Yes, she was the one.
Okay, go ahead.
So, it continued. I was working in another town, different from where my parents were. So I had to live in that town. But because of and I was attaching to someone in that very town. So because of the pregnancy issue, I had to come and stay with the guy. I just decided I want to stay with the guy. Maybe that will change his mind and tell me to leave the baby. I shouldn't abort it. So I came to stay with him, but everything was just worse. He will cook because my condition. I will cook. I don't know the taste of food. I can't get any taste. I can't get any taste. I can't feel any taste. I will cook. He will shout. There's no salt. There's no this. There's no that. I will keep vomiting. He will keep shouting. I will keep spitting. He will keep shouting. He was just making my life miserable.
All right, let me ask you something, please. At this point right now, the young man was not living with the mom.
No.
From the beginning, when the relationship started, was he living with the mom?
No. He has his own house.
Now,
where he lives.
Okay, you. In the course of all this, you left where you were working before and went to work in another place.
No,
in
before
another
that,
town.
I was working in another town before I found out about the pregnancy.
Okay, we're already out of your first place to another place before you found out the pregnancy. Okay. Then you went to Parking to start living with him. Was the mom aware of
I was
you
just
living with the
visiting.
child,
I didn't really pack in. I was just visiting. I didn't really pack in. Yeah.
Okay. You visit and stay some days and go
back. Yes.
Okay.
Just to see if he's going to change his mind.
Okay. All right, go ahead, please.
So he kept making my life miserable. Even before I knew about the pregnancy, I was the one taking care of him because he didn't have a job at that time. He has been looking for a job, and he hasn't seen. So I will go to work, come back, give him money for food, for his upkeep. I will go home every day. Every day. That was how I was doing even before I got pregnant. So, fast forward to the pregnancy period. I tried everything I could to convince him. He refused. I told him I cannot. I have never done this and I will not do it. I don't want to do it. I'm even afraid of my life. What if something happened to me at the process? That I cannot. But he kept insisting that he's not going to accept the pregnancy. That I should go and remove it. That I want to shame him. I want to do this. I want to do that because he's someone respected in church. So he doesn't want that I'm going to make people disgrace him, something like that.
A young man, he said he was someone respected in church.
Yes.
What was his position? Was he a pastor or kind of a leader?
He's not a pastor, but he's someone respected in church.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, go ahead, please. Yeah.
So,
what about the mom? Was the mom holding any position in church as well?
No, she wasn't attending the same church with the son.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
So it kept happening. He was just making my life miserable. I decided I will not take the baby out. So I carried the baby 3 months. Getting to the 4th month, I couldn't take it again. So I decided to go and tell the pastor where he's worshiping.
In his own church?
In his own church, yes. So I met the pastor. I told her, see, look at what is happening. Because she also knows me. I told her, look at what is happening, and I don't know what to do at this point. I don't know if she can call the guy in question and talk to him, or I don't know what would be her advice. I'm just confused, and I don't want to talk to my parents about it because I know what my father would do to me. But I don't want it. So she started shouting that I want to disgrace the guy, that I want to put shame on the guy's face. So she just said so many things and asked me to go and remove it.
The pastor asked you to remove it.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So, because no one was with me, everyone was just against me. I couldn't do anything anymore. I prayed, I cried, I said so many things. Even with that pregnancy, I would hold my stomach. I would say so many things to that baby in the womb. I would say so many. I would cry and cry and cry. But at a point, I know that very soon the baby, my stomach will start coming out, and everybody will get to know about it. Now the guy in question is denying it. He knows he's the person, but he doesn't want to say it to everybody that yes, he got me pregnant. Marry me, man. He doesn't want to. It's just like, I should remove it. I should remove it first. So after crying,
And at this point, your father,
my parents
you've not
didn't know
told your
about
father.
it. No, I didn't even know how to tell them because my father was going to kill me. So at a point, I didn't know what to do. So I just decided, okay, let me go ahead with everything. Since the pastor, she also said I should go ahead with it. Fine. So that day, I went to see a doctor. They gave me pills. I took the pills. Nothing happened. I left it again for some time. And I saw that everything is growing and growing and growing. So I didn't have any other choice. I went back again. I told him, look, I told what you gave me, it didn't work. Nothing happened. And he gave me another one and told me how to use it, which I did. So I went to work that fateful morning. I was at my office working when all of a sudden I felt somehow like something was coming out of me. So I rushed to check and it was the baby. It came out.
Serious?
Yes, it came out. I was afraid, so I shouted. The girl that was on duty with me came. She was asking me, what is it? I said, I don't know. She came to help me because I was bleeding. My clothes, everything, everywhere was filled with blood. Everywhere. The whole office was filled with blood. So I was crying and shouting. I said, I don't know. Something came out of me. I don't know. She then rushed. I rushed out of the place, even with the blood. I rushed out. I was just confused. I don't know. And later on, I rushed in back. When I realized myself, I rushed into the place back, into our office, and went to check. I just gathered courage and went to check. Lo and behold, it was the baby that came out. With hands and legs. I cried and cried. I tried pulling it out. It came out with a little rope. I tried pulling it out. Then I noticed the rope broke. And that was the umbilical cord. Broke. The other one was left inside of me while the baby was out. Still, I didn't tell anybody. Apart from that, my colleague that was at work with me, no other person knew about it. And I didn't even went to the hospital, nothing. I just stayed. So I just took, she gave me her clothes to change. So I changed into her clothes. I went home. I took that baby that way and took it to him. I said, you said you want me to remove this. Here is the baby. Do anything you want to do with it, do with it.
Wait, you took the child to the guy?
Yes, I took it to him.
Okay,
He
please go
refused to
ahead.
look at it. He was just shouting and shouting that I should take this out. I should take it out. That I'm mad. Is something wrong with me? Why would I bring such a thing to him? I said, no, you should look at the baby. It's your baby. Look at it. You asked me to remove it, so I brought it to you. If you know what you want to do with it, do with it. I'm leaving it in your house. Anything you decide to do with it, just do with it. Do with it. So I started shouting. I looked at the baby. I cried. I think it's a boy. Somehow it has formed a bit. So I cried. I told him. He said I should remove it. He started shouting and shouting on top of his voice, begging me I should please take it out. I should go and throw it into the pit toilet in his compound. I went to that place. I couldn't throw it, so I took it back. That day, I went back to my parents' house. I
With the
took the
baby?
baby with me. And yes, I didn't tell anybody. So I went to our bedroom. Our bedroom then, there's no ceiling under. It's just sand, then covered with stone. You can step on the stone and take your bath. So I went there to take my bath and I buried the baby there. I spoke a few words that I can remember after crying and I buried the baby. So I just continued with my life. So at that point, they started getting messages of death. And then my feet started swelling up. And they said,
Let me get. Sorry. Who was getting the message of death, please?
they are telling me about death.
Who?
They see death around themselves, not me. They see death around me. So many things they just said during that
in
period.
Church?
Yes.
In church or
Yes,
where?
yes.
Okay, they'll give you a message in church that they are seeing death around you.
Yeah.
Okay. After everything must have happened.
Yeah, after the baby came out. So
okay, go ahead. You say your leg started swelling.
The placenta was still inside of me.
Inside you?
Yes.
Okay, like you said before, the rope got broken.
Yes. So okay. I didn't talk about it. I didn't even remember that one because the whole thing, the tears and the whole thing made me, and the baby I was seeing made me forget that one entirely. So after 1 week, my leg started swelling up. So I asked questions. I was told that maybe it might be liver failure or kidney failure or heart failure. So I just kept going. And after a week again, I think during that week again, there was a program in the church, that church where the guy goes to church, where the woman that I met, the pastor I met, that said I should remove it, she was there. So there was a program, I had to stay there. I went there, stayed there. I was going to work from that place because the program was evening. I'll come back in the evening, sleep, stay there, take my bath there, then go for the service there. In the morning, I take my bath there and go back to work for the period of those programs. So one of the days I came back from work.
Before this point now, were you going to the church before?
Yes, I was attending the same church. Yes, I was going there. Though for programs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So that fateful day, I came back from work. So the guy called me in the same place, that in the church. So he called me aside. He was talking to me about something. I can't really remember what he was talking to me about. So we are talking. I felt something that as if something fell in me, as if I feel something falling in me. So immediately it happened. Okay. I started bleeding. I noticed I was wearing my inner wear, my undies, but the blood that was flowing as if I wasn't wearing anything. From the main road, the junction where we were talking to, leading back to the church, because it was during that program they were telling me they are seeing death, grave.
In that church, they were also seeing death in that church.
Yes.
Okay.
They are seeing death, that they are seeing grave that has been dug, waiting for somebody to be put in inside the grave. So that day, it just happened. The blood started rushing and rushing and rushing uncontrollably. I started feeling as if I'm going down. So I rushed back to the church, decided to go and take my bath. But when I entered, it kept pumping. If I sit down on a bucket, within a few minutes, the bucket has filled up with blood.
Serious?
So it kept happening and happening. I found myself leaving myself, as in, I was feeling down. I could only look. I cannot say anything. I was so weak. I can't raise my hand. I can't raise my leg. And the program was going on already. So the woman was like, I'm not going to die in her house. So I'm not going to, she's going to carry me and go and take me to the hospital. I'm not going to die. It won't be recorded that I died in her house.
The pastor was saying that.
Yes, I'm not going to die in her house. So they took
Okay,
me.
when you return from the road back to the church that very day,
I was already
the
in
pastor
the
was
church.
notified. Okay,
Yes,
the pastor was
yes.
notified that you are around and was told what was happening.
Yeah, I already came back from work that evening. So the guy was in
Okay.
the church, so he just asked me to stroll with him. He wanted to discuss something with me. So I left. I was already in the church. I was already there waiting to take my bath, then change into a normal clothes that we attend the program with. So he asked me, okay, I should just stroll with him. He wants to talk to me. So we are just still strolling when it happened. So I returned back to the church. So they took me to the hospital. In the hospital, they rushed me to that hospital that night. So the doctor took over and did the things he did, gave me tablet that he gave me, and that was it. I started getting myself. I think he placed me on drip that night. I started getting myself bit by bit. So by morning, my parents was called. They came to the hospital. Actually, they paid the hospital bill because the guy did not pay the hospital bill. They paid the hospital bill of the hospital. My father
Your
did.
parents paid?
Yes.
They just dumped you there in the hospital and left?
They just
without
they
paying
brought me
anything?
to the hospital. They didn't pay anything. They brought me to the hospital. I didn't know who slept overnight with me. I can't tell because I wasn't getting myself. During the morning time, I saw one or two of them. Then the guy came. The mother came. The mother of the guy came too. She came. I think the pastor came too. Then my parents. But it was my parents that paid the hospital bill. So after that, they took me home.
Okay, let me ask you a question. You said the doctor placed you on drip and some treatment. What about what was inside you?
He took me to the theater and did some things he did there. And I was just hearing their voices. Right? I didn't know what was happening. He was just saying that it was the placenta. It was the placenta. The issue was the placenta. Like it's already there for a long time and it's beginning to rotten. So that was what happened. So they started working on me that night. So I can't really say this is what happened there, but I was hearing their voices. So that was just it. So they worked on me, did everything they did, took it out, washed me, then brought me back to the world. So my parents came and took me home. The clothes I was wearing was soaked with blood. So I think they already knew what happened. I got home, my mom took me, washed me up, washed that clothes. And for some days, my dad did not say anything. I was waiting for him to say something because I know even the doctor, even when you want to go to make payment, you ask now, what is really wrong with my daughter? So I know they told them, look at what is wrong with her. But they didn't say anything. So after some days, my father called me. He said that he knew what happened, but that the Spirit of God asked him not to question me because I'm already that. If he just said it that way, that he was told not to question me. So I left.
Okay, the Spirit of God asked your father not to question you.
Yes, I left. Because when that thing happened, I dwelled in it. I could not forgive myself. I thought about many things. Should I end it all? Should I do this? Should I do that? I cried. I went to church. I cried. I could not forgive myself for some years. So it kept like that. After the incident, I stopped talking to the guy. He kept calling and begging, asking me to forgive him. And I should forgive him. I was like, if I had died, who will you be begging for this forgiveness? If something had happened to me, because something would have, if not that God just gave me a second chance to live, who will you be begging for this forgiveness? He was pleading, the mother was pleading that I should forgive them. That he was just protecting his image, and it was somehow that somebody respected, and the people that looked up to him would be like, this guy, could he do this? So they begged and begged. At first, I could not, because I know what I went through, and the words I spoke, even in that pregnancy, I know I said so many things. I cried in tears. I said so many things that I cannot remember. I may have laid curses and said so many things that I cannot remember. So after that, I said, okay, fine. I forgave him. But I could not go back to him. They were begging me, okay, let's go ahead with the marital rights. I said, no. I cannot go ahead with any marital rights.
Hold on, please. So after all this, he came back for marriage again.
Yes.
And the mother was in support of that.
She was begging as well.
The mother was begging. What about the pastor?
I didn't really go back to any. I didn't go back after that incident that I went from that hospital. I didn't go back to the church.
I was asking, was the pastor aware that they came back after the whole thing to ask for your hand in marriage again?
I didn't know because I didn't see her. I didn't know. Yeah. I didn't know. It was that I was told that the pastor wanted the guy to marry the daughter. That was what I heard. I don't know if it's true or not.
Hold on, wait. The pastor, you heard that the pastor wanted the guy to marry the daughter?
The woman wanted the guy to marry her daughter.
Was that the reason she asked you to go and do away with that?
I don't know. I can't tell. I don't know if what I heard was true or not. I can't tell. I didn't know. So he kept begging and begging and begging. At first, I wanted to say, okay, fine, let me just give this guy a chance. But my heart could not. And I remember everything I went through, how they humiliated me, how they rejected me, the pain, the tears, the torture I went through, even the torture I went through in his hands, even with the pregnancy. I will cook for you. I told you, he knows I don't feel any thirst. I can't sense and even smell any small thing. I'm vomiting yet. I will cook, I will try cook, I will cook with my money. I will present to him. He will still shout and humiliate me, make me cry on top of it because he knows maybe the food might be tasteless because I can't feel any taste or something, or I might be throwing up or spitting. He will trust me, torturing me, saying so many meaningful words to me. I thought about so many things. I said no.
Cooking with your money. You are cooking with your money.
Yes. So I thought about it. I said no. I can't go. I can't even do this. Even if he's a changed person, I cannot. I didn't see myself doing it. So even if I get married to this guy tomorrow, so this is how he's going to treat me if I'm pregnant with his child. I cannot. He can't help me with anything. He can't do anything. The one I bring out myself to do, he will humiliate me and torture me and say so many harmful things. And he's a hot-tempered person. He will just say so many things and later he will come to ask you for forgiveness. So I thought about it. I said, no, I cannot. But I don't want to. He started speaking to so many pastors that started calling me that I should forgive him, that I know that mistakes happen. I should just forgive him, that what has happened. That I'm his soulmate, I'm destined to do this for him, I'm destined to help him, I'm destined to help him in ministry. They were just saying something that I said, hey, you don't understand me, I cannot. Apart from ministry, I cannot. Yeah, he started calling some people. I don't know if this. Yes, I don't know if he told them.
He went to.
I don't know if he told them the story.
Okay.
They were just asking you
to forgive him.
Maybe I don't know what he told them.
Did you get to ask them if?
Okay. I didn't ask the man. I didn't ask them. No.
Okay.
Because I don't want to talk about it anymore. So I didn't want to ask. Because talking about it even now, I don't know that I'll be talking about it and I will not be crying. So I don't know. I don't want to talk about it. So I just told them that I cannot. I said, we kept calling and calling and calling and calling. I said I cannot and I will not. And I don't want to. That I cannot do it. I cannot marry him. If not for any other thing. For everything that I went to. Thank God I even went through some of those things, because assuming I got married to that guy, I don't know what my life would have become. So I said no, that I will not. And that was how it ended.
Serious. Did he let her marry another person, him? Are you aware?
Yeah, I was told he wanted to get married to someone. Then, after much begging and begging and begging, and he saw that I wasn't coming back soon.
Oh my God. This is a story. All right. You said you're calling from Italy.
Yes.
I suppose this happened when you were in Nigeria.
Yes.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Have you forgiven yourself? Have you forgiven yourself? Hello? Can you hear me?
I can.
Listen, I don't want you to cry. I don't want you to cry. It's okay. It's okay. Listen, let me tell you. One thing you must have to do for yourself is to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. If you don't forgive yourself, there is no how God can forgive you. It's okay. Stop crying. Stop crying. What I'm going to do is to, after this voice message, I'll have to talk to you one-on-one. We go through some process so that you can ease off, can let go of this, the weight that you're still carrying. Because you're still carrying that weight. I know what it feels like. Maybe you are forgiving yourself, getting back into this story, and you remember so many things again and start crying. Just put yourself together. I so much love the courage for you to come out to tell us this story, because I know that a lot of people out there are going through tortures like this, especially when you go to people, because I believe that for you to go to him as someone who is well respected in church, for you to go with it to him and the woman of God and all that, is for you to get counsel, advice. And worst thing is that you are not able to get close to anybody in your family, because if you had gotten close to your father, it would have been better. Maybe he would have guided you, or your mother would have guided you. Which from all indication, I guess you don't really have a close relationship with your parents or anyone matured around you apart from this set of people that put into this. Put yourself together. What happened has happened. Like you said 7-8 years ago. If you can't forgive yourself for that long, how do you expect God to forgive you? I want you to calm down, put yourself together. I will engage you in counseling and talk to you. Okay? Please, I beg of you, stop crying. Stop crying. Because it feels so sad. I walk in the vineyard of God. I also know what it means to sit in that position. I have a lot of people around me who are men of God. And bringing this story out, I am not, when people say that you talk about pastors and stuff like that, I am not ashamed to bring it out. Because these things, we need to say it so that young minds, young Christians, people that are still being groomed, we learn from this story to know when they are being deceived from so-called men and women of God out there. Because most of them are not doing the work. Most of them are called, most of them are not called. Most of them are called but deceived by other many things around them. Deceived by title and positions in church. It's so sad that people consider positions than the main work they are supposed to do. Put yourself together and please stop crying. You've done something, you've done great. You are a brave woman. Because I believe at this point in time you are saying this, like you say you are in your early 20s, kind of mid-20s. I believe that time you are still a very little girl, if not 18 or 19 years or thereabout. At that point, you needed to be guided. You needed to be directed. And it's so sad that people that you want, because for you to, after trying to deal with a guy and you see that things are not working out, the next thing you run to the authority where he serves, which is the woman of God. And she gave you her own beat. And you ended up this way. But I want you to know that you must have to forgive yourself. You must have to forgive yourself. God can forgive you. He's willing. In fact, He has forgiven you. He's willing to forgive you. He has forgiven you. But you must have to start by forgiving yourself. Because if you fail to forgive yourself, the devil will use it as a weapon against you. How is he going to use it as a weapon against you? When you want to do something, even in prayer, when you want to pray or make some requests from God or certain things, he will present the matter before you. The devil is so trickish. He will bring the matter before you. And next thing, judgment will start. You will start judging yourself, feeling down. And there's no how you can continue to present your matters before God. Because to yourself, you are guilty. But when you remember what Christ has done for you, you will know that He has rolled that away. But there are processes you need to go for you to heal totally. There are processes you need to go for you to completely heal. Forgive yourself and go to God and obtain what He has made available for you. Please. This kind of story is so sad. And that's why we want to encourage people to tell their stories, so that anyone who is under this kind of situation will learn from this and quickly take a bold step. Quickly what? Take a bold step. You are a woman of God. You encourage such situation because of position. Who are you serving? Are you serving men or are you serving God? Look at someone who was supposed to bring you close to herself, caution you, guide two of you into understanding what has happened, and take the bull by the horn and do the right thing. They've ended up putting the scar in your heart since 7 to 8 years. And they have the boldness to come back and start asking you to get married to them again, to the child, to the son again. Listen, please, everyone listening to me, I want you to be very, very careful. Whether in your family, in your workplace, in church, anywhere you find yourself. Please, believers, study the word so that you know when you're being deceived. No matter the English, no matter the charisma, no matter the attire, no matter the population, no matter the decoration, no matter what it is, the convoy, whatever it is, if the fruit is not found in them, if the fruit is not found in them, please Take a walk. Take a walk. The story don't judge. But please save your life. Save yourself. Save yourself and be careful of where you engage yourself in the name of worship. Because when she was when the story got to the point where she said she went to meet the pastor, I was like, oh, thank God. I'm not condemning pastors. There are millions of them out there that are genuine. But be careful to see and not to engage yourself with these ones, please, that are doing something else in the name of Christ. When she got to the point where she talked about meeting a pastor, I was like, yes, she can get solution, but look at where it has ended. I don't want to ask you more questions, okay? I have a lot of questions to ask you because you're already crying. Because I wanted to know, was it, I should go ahead. Was it a pastor that introduced the man that gave you the medication at the first place, or the guy?
No, none of them did.
Who took you to the man
I asked question myself and went. Just a chemist man.
Okay, ask question yourself.
Yeah.
And why you took that step was because nobody was there to support you. Nobody was there to guide you, and the pressure on you coming from both of them was for you to go and do it.
Yeah, the pressure was much. I just felt alone, and I didn't think I could do it. I could do it alone too. That was why I went with it.
Another thing lies to, the parent. The parent. Let me ask you maybe a little question. Why were you not bold enough to talk to anyone around you outside these people? Be your sister, your brother, your parent, anyone. Because when they failed, the next option would have been your parents or anybody. They can beat you, they can bet at least after getting mad and all that, there will be a solution other than what happened to you. Why were you not bold enough?
My siblings are too young.
Okay, what about your parents?
I was senior, and my parents, I was just afraid. I didn't have the courage to, because my dad has always sounded as a warning in my ears.
Okay.
I shouldn't try that nonsense, or it's going to cut off my head. So the fear, I couldn't gather the courage to. I couldn't. I just felt like I failed them. And he's a very respected person too. So the shame that he's going to pass through the humiliation, I couldn't just do it.
It's alright. It's okay. Please, I want you to stop crying.
I just wish I was closer to God the way I am now. Because assuming I was closer to God, I don't think I would have even allowed myself to allow him to touch me, talk more of getting pregnant for him. I was just too young and naive at marriage, and I just settled my mind. And because his mother was also involved, I just settled my mind that this is not deceit, it's genuine. So his mother is involved. My sets are getting married then. My friends, everybody's getting married. So I was like, okay, fine, it's good. Let me just go with it. I don't know it's going to end the way it ended.
All right. It's well, okay? It's well. Please, I want you to put yourself together, okay? I'll talk to you, and you're going to heal, okay? It will heal. Put yourself together, okay? And I want to leave you right now, okay? I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Okay?
Okay.
I hope you're no more crying. I hope you're no more crying. All right. All right, thank you so much. And Ah, all right. Thank you. Bye for now, okay? I'll talk to you soon. Bye. All right, everyone, listening to me. You've heard that story from my sister. I've said a lot too, but I don't know. A lot of things are happening. People fail people. As young as she was, she needed someone to guide her steps. She needed someone to direct her. The mother that first took her, invited her to meet with her son, failed her. She was not watchful enough to direct them. He just connected two of them, young people, and without any guidance, instruction on what to do and what to look out for and what not to do and all that. And they ended up getting pregnant. Now the mother abandoned her, remembering that the son is well respected and she's well respected in church, that shouldn't be in their record, and pushed her away. She has no other place to go, no other person to run to bet. The church where the guy is well respected, to seek for guidance and direction, because she wasn't able to go to her father. And the pastor pushed her out too. And she stood alone, walking in another town, alone, a single girl. It's alright. But I want you to know, whatever you are doing in this life, you have to be very careful, because what goes around comes around. It did what? It comes around. You have to be very, very careful. You as a person, as a Christian, to know these people when you see them. To know these deceivers when you see them. To know them when you see them. It was after the whole thing that they now realize, start seeing prophecy again, that she will be the one to help the young man in his ministry. They didn't see that when they were pushing her away to help him in his ministry. They are destined to be together, with a scowl reading in her mind, in her life. I don't know. I'm going to end this story right here, please. It has happened, she has gotten over it, but because I believe revisiting the story is what put her in the position she is right now, crying and all that. I'll do my best to bring her out of that mood. I'll call her and put her through. She needs to tell that story, because with this kind of mood, she can't cancel. So she can actually talk to someone, but talking about that will always be difficult for her. She needs to understand how to let go and pull down the weight, so that she can use that story to talk to people, young people around her, without her being moody or crying. I will do that. I will ensure that. And thank you so much for watching this video. This story really got me down, but I want to thank you for being with us to this point. And please, this is Story Time with House of the Sons Global. There is a number rotating on this screen. If you have any story to tell us anywhere you are in the whole world, use the number to tell us the story. And please, if you have anyone who feels like he or she wants to share her story, please connect the person to House of the Sons Global, Story Time with House of the Sons Global, and we will entertain that. I'll give you the opportunity to share your story. It's a WhatsApp thing, okay? You call on WhatsApp and we will record it like this, and it's out there for people to learn from you. If you're also going through certain things you want to talk to the world about, that, please call this number. It's on marriage, relationship, and family matters. Please, thank you so much for being with us to this point. And don't forget, this is House of the Sons Global, and you are on Story Time with House of the Sons Global. Thank you so much, and God bless you. You are on Story Time with House of the Sons Global, where we talk about relationship and marriage and family stories. Be part of this and tell us about that marriage story that can open people's eyes. Tell us about that relationship that you know that people can learn something from. Tell us about that family story that can help people to put their family in order. Do not be afraid. If you want to make your own story private, I got you covered. If you want to make it an open call, take this number on the screen and contact me on WhatsApp, and boom, you're here with us on Story Time with House of the Sons Global. If you don't want people to know that you're the one calling, we can change your voice from something like this
to something like this, and no one will know that you are the one calling.
We can as well blur your number that nobody will see your number. So, nothing is stopping you from being part of Story Time with House of the Sons Global. Remember, we take WhatsApp voice call and WhatsApp video call. And I want you to tell me what you think about this story on the comment section. And please share this video and help us to change life. Remember, I am waiting for your own call so that you can share your own story with us. Call me on this number. And don't forget, this is House of the Sons Global. Bye for now.